listen, you pack up and go. Nobody questions you. If you want to go and sleep at your mama's that night, nobody's going to say, who brings in the bacon? I can bring it in, and like we have it in our home. What's mine is mine, and what's his
is yours.
Is ours. Okay? I'm going to date. I'm going to kiss my frogs, but I'm not going to go all the way until I found the right one.
Yo, it's your boy, LJ Chaplin, with Lady Season, bringing to you Chilling with the Chaplins, where we deep dive, giving you practical concepts in ministry, business, relationship, and personal development. So we can take control of our life. Let's go and let's get it started. Welcome to Chilling with the Chaplins. I'm LJ with the one and only, my lovely wife, Lady Caesar. She is in the building. Yes. Yes, you know we about that vibe each and every week. And so today we want to start out with the shout out of the week. So today's shout out of the week comes from, go ahead.
Lungile Lulisa.
Yes, and she saying,
He can't say Lulisa. Just saying. He can't say Mluli, my maiden name.
Oh, you got jokes.
Just saying.
You got jokes.
Go ahead.
Okay, she got jokes. I know how to say the first name though.
Go ahead.
Yes, but she said, I surely enjoyed this. Happy anniversary. Wonderful people. Cheers to the next 50 years.
Woohoo!
Yes, cheers to the next 50 years. I should be working, but I'm glued to my screens.
That's what we want. We want you to be glued to your screen.
Yes.
We want you to watch us till the end. So thank you for watching Lungile. We appreciate your support. Not just you, but everyone. Chaplain chiller who tunes in and watches our episode, shares it, and comments. We appreciate you.
We appreciate
Why don't you comment next time so that we can give you a shout out?
Yes.
Because we love those comments.
We love them.
We read each and every one of them.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you for engaging with us.
Yes, yes.
So,
this week, what are we talking about?
So this week we want to talk about, being single and being fulfilled at the same time.
Yeah.
So that single people can start building a good foundation, building good practices while they're single. And so because there is benefits to being single.
Oh yes, plenty. And the reason why we actually let's just talk about this topic is because last week we spoke about married people. I mean, we don't want to leave you single people out.
Yes, yes.
Listen, we were once single too, and we know how it feels like to be single. And especially when you're seeing each and every corner you turn, there's a married couple, there's somebody smooging and holding hands, you name it. And you look around, you feel like you're alone.
You're alone.
We want to tell you, you are not alone. Listen, it's the best time ever to find yourself.
Find yourself.
It's the best time ever to be yourself and not have anybody pressurize you in being somebody else.
Yes. And so don't rush the process. You want to trust the process.
It's easy for you to say that because you're married. Hey?
Yeah.
Because I know a saying that says, those who are married want to get out, and those who are not married want to get in. It's like a paradox.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. Enjoy where you're at.
Enjoy. Just continue to build good practice, and building your life and finding yourself.
Right.
And that's what it's about when you're single. You're trying to build good practice and find yourself. Find your purpose. Look for you. Find you. Find out what you're good at. Find out what you want to do in life. Begin to start saving. Begin to start investing. Because once you get married, there's no turning back.
There is no turning back. And being single is a blessing only if you let it.
Yeah.
If you don't let it and you begin to overthink and I wish, then you will not enjoy your singleness. So let's jump into some of the benefits that we would like to share with you guys that we feel like if you stick by these, you will enjoy being single. You'll find it being a blessing rather than some people see it as a curse, right? So the first thing is strengthening your relationship with yourself.
Yeah, strengthening.
I think that's mega.
That's mega.
Because some people want to get into a marriage or a relationship when they don't even know who they are.
And that's why sometimes you see a lot of women, they can't live by themselves.
Yeah.
They always got to be in a relationship with another person. If they gotta, soon they break up with one man, they gotta jump in right to another, and because they feel like they can't be by themselves. And so you don't want to get to that point where you're desperate. You're always needing someone. Because when you that way, men know that. And they feed off that desperateness. And they feed off of that. And you start attracting the wrong people. Yes.
Because they feel that it's desperation that's talking.
Yes.
Because you don't even get to heal from your last relationship.
Yes.
When you're jumping from one relationship to another. Hence, that is why it doesn't work.
Yes. And
you're attracting the pain that you're feeling because you haven't even healed.
And that's key to heal from past relationship. It's key to not just jump right into another relationship before being healed, because you don't want to go into a second relationship or another relationship still broken.
Yeah, and because you bring that brokenness into the next marriage or into the next relationship.
Yeah, so we gotta learn to get healed before going to the next.
And look at why that previous relationship didn't go. Succeed. And because sometimes we like to point fingers and think it's the other person that made the relationship crumble, whereas it takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango.
You played a part as well, and if there's anything that you can change to be better for the next relationship, then while you're single, that's the time to fix that.
That's the time. And so, because society brainwashed us. Society make us feel like if you don't have nobody, or you're not talking to a man or a woman, they feel like you corny.
Right.
You're not good enough or whatever, and they make it seem like you gotta.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Before I met you, I was celibate and single for 7 years.
7 years, and that's good.
It was hard. I mean, the first year, it was like I was torturing myself because, like you said, everybody wants to feel like they belong to someone.
Yes.
But I had made up my mind that I'm not gonna date. I'm not going to be in a relationship until I'm happy with who I've become, and I've learned from my past relationships and my past mistakes, and I know what I want.
Especially when you get pressure from other people. You're not single. Why are you single? You something wrong with you? Are you gay? Are you this?
So beautiful. What's wrong with you? Come on, date. Let's go. I can hook you up. No, thank you.
And that's what society, want us to think that something wrong with you if you're single. It's like, oh, you pretty, why you single? I just want to be single. I'm just doing me. And so we need to begin to start changing the narrative.
But I want to point this out.
And not do what other people
absolutely
want us to do.
But I also want to point this out. Like I said, I was celibate and single. Doesn't mean I was not dating.
Yes.
But I was just not engaging in intimacy with that person, because that's where the hook starts.
Yes, that's where.
Because that's, for us Christians, that's collecting soul ties.
Soul ties.
That's collecting brokenness from the next person who's incomplete, just like you are.
Yes.
So I made a decision that I'm gonna date, I'm gonna kiss my frogs, but I'm not going to go all the way until I found the right one.
And that's why I want to bring back virginity. I want to bring, make that the cool thing, make that the purity of, because you don't want to bring soul ties into a marriage.
Not just soul ties. It's deeper. Because you end up now comparing your spouse with your previous partners. Your spouse might not have the experience that you have.
Yes.
Oh, if only you did it this way. But if you both come in not knowing anything,
yes.
You grow together rather than being comparing each other.
Don't listen to the naysayers saying, "Oh, you got to test it out." No, you don't. No, you don't.
In my language, there's something called I know, right? Like, how will you taste the pig in its sack? Like that direct translation.
Yes.
So you can. You don't need no test driving. Are you a driving school car? Because only driving school cars gets the test driving.
Yes.
Because if you allow that, then you'll end up being a soccer ground for men. Because everybody will want to test drive you.
Yes.
You must know your worth.
You must know. It's very critical to know your worth. Man or woman, you have to know your worth.
And the only way to know your worth is by strengthening a relationship with yourself.
Date yourself. Learn how to date yourself.
Now he's jumping the gun. All right. Now let's move on to the next one. Figuring out what you truly want.
Yes.
All right. So because when you know what you want, you know what to expect from the next person.
Yes.
So just talk on that.
When you know what you want.
Figuring out what you truly want as a single person.
Yes. When I could think of knowing what you truly want, knowing your why.
Yeah.
And that's critical to know your purpose, to know your why. And so, and the best way to know your why is to know Christ. You know, the Bible let us know, Jesus said, learn of me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And so when you begin to learn more about Christ, you get to learn more about yourself. And so knowing who you are and knowing what you want to accomplish and what you want, that's why it's very critical to start early. You know, when you start when you're a kid, you know, start preparing yourself. You know, back in the days, I don't know they do this no more, but you know, the girls, they used to play house.
Oh yeah, we played house. And I was always the child. What? I want to be the mama, because the mama used to get some kisses. I never got kisses. Well, because I was short, so I was always the child. And I wanted to be the mama. Yeah,
so, but it was training girls how to take care of the family. And so the same thing, you need to begin to start preparing yourself of what you want to accomplish in life.
I don't think kids play house anymore, do they?
I don't even think so. I don't know.
Yeah, they play them on the computer.
Yeah.
Well, they're missing out. But anyways, another thing is that, you know, being single, it makes room for a person to learn more about themselves in every area.
In every area.
Like explore even your body.
Yes.
Like know where you have a scratch until it's found out by somebody else. Like know what tickles you, what turns you on, what makes you cry, what makes you tickle. Just explore yourself in every area. What food you like, what food you don't like, which places you'd like to visit. And save up, go visit these places. Do you.
Do you. Yes, because that's the time that you can do you. You know, so that's why you want to do all the exploring you want. Is because this is the only opportunity that you can do you.
Yes.
So we say explore. We say find your why and stick to your why. And finding, knowing yourself and knowing what you want to do, knowing what you want to accomplish. Save some money, invest some money, do all these different things. I love this because you want to begin to what you want to do today. So your future you or spouse could be happy.
Yeah.
So you want to begin to explore yourself so that you really know what you want to do today. So your future you or your spouse can be happy.
Right.
Because we don't want to get into marriage broke, busted, and disgusted. We don't want to get into a marriage and haven't accomplished anything and haven't fulfilled.
What are you bringing to the table? Are you just bringing beauty? You gotta bring some brains.
Yes,
you gotta bring some assets.
Yes,
you gotta bring some. You gotta bring something.
Something.
You know, you can't just come and say, "Oh, I'm cute." No, cute doesn't work anymore.
Yes, cute don't work anymore. And so it's very important to know what you want to do today, so that your future you can look in the mirror and say, "Man, I did that."
Yeah, future you can be proud of yourself.
You can look back over your life without any regrets.
Right. I mean, you will have a few regrets because you will make mistakes. But this is the best time to make those mistakes.
It's best time.
Because it's better to make a mistake by yourself than with a team. A team could be your husband or your family. You've got kids now.
Yes.
And also, don't rush into into having children. Wait, don't have children out of wedlock.
Yes, don't have children.
You don't want to bring in children into a marriage because you know what? it all goes back to not being selfish.
Yes.
Because some people are like, oh, so what? I can take care of my kids. We did not say you cannot. But that child wants their mom
parents.
and
yes,
their
they
dad.
need more parents.
You know, just think about it. Everybody wants that foundation which Christ had initially formed. And there must be a mom and a father.
that's why we need to learn and go back to the basics. Not going to the basis of listen to what society
TV,
say or TV or the block, how the block say, because I understand, I get it, because in the black community all we see is single parents.
Yeah.
And
it's not normal.
It's not normal.
It's not right.
Yeah, not right. And so, and
because that single mother is struggling. If she had somebody helping her, life would be so much easier. You'd be able to get more than what you're getting from your parents. What? Don't you want to release some stress from your parents?
Yes.
I'm sure we do.
Yes.
Yeah. Another one, I think, as we jump in, another point I'd like to raise is learning to hold yourself accountable.
Yes.
Because now when you know how to do those two, when you know what you want and you've strengthened the relationship with yourself, now you hold yourself accountable. Now you can say, okay, this year in 2022, I want to achieve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you don't, then you could always go back at the end of the year or end of the quarter, whatever, depending when you go back and review your objectives, and you say, well, yearly, monthly, you can do as many reviews as you want, and you can always go back and say, how can I achieve that, if I haven't, and how can I get around this, because life happens and things change.
Yes.
But now if you hold yourself accountable, then you're able to correct what has not gone right.
And that's why, by you knowing what you want and you're holding yourself, and being prepared and preparing yourself for life that will happen, because life will happen, things will take place that could shift things. And so you want to be ready for it. You don't want to get caught slipping.
No.
You don't want to get caught slipping, but you want to be prepared. You want to be aware of these things so that you holding yourself accountable. You're like, okay, you know what, this is what I want to do. This is my why. This is my goal. This is what I want to achieve this year. This is what I want to achieve this year. And when something come up, when something come in your way, that's not gonna get you closer to your goal. Nope, you hold yourself accountable. Not right now. This is not for me.
And
this is not where I'm going.
That speaks very big on society right now. We call these kids AMA 2000, these 2000 babies. They want this life that they have not worked for. They want to be going to lavish trips to Dubai through sugar daddies, and they want to sell their bodies just to get that Louis Vuitton bag and to wear that Gucci whatever. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. If you just do what you got to do, we're trying to teach you and show you and help you so that you don't have to depend on the sugar daddy. You don't have to depend on the man.
Because sugar daddy don't love you. Sugar daddy just wants to use you, and you gum to him. Once he's chewed you up and taken all your sugar, because they are sugar daddies, getting your sugar, you get that? They spit you out.
They spit you out.
And then beauty doesn't last. Beauty will go away.
It will go away.
So if you think you're using that and you're coming with that on the table, there'll come a time, because you're shortening even that beauty by just throwing yourself to different men. So what we're saying is love yourself.
Love yourself.
Honor yourself.
Honor yourself.
Prepare, like LJ has said, your future adult self right now while you're still young.
Right now, so that there's little regrets. You might have maybe a couple, but you won't have
less
as much. Less oops. And like I said before, if you're 35 and over, you have no time for any oops. So that's why we want to start preparing.
Make the oopses in your 20s. That's the time for oopses in your teenage years. 20s.
And even if you can live in the oops now, even in your 20s or your teens, that's why this podcast is for, so that you can start looking ahead
Right.
at the future you. What do I want 10 years from now? Where do I want to be 20 years from now? Because where you are right now don't have to be your reality 20 years from now.
That's it.
You know, where you are now don't have to be, maybe you're struggling, maybe you don't have it all together, but when you start putting good practice, when you start making great decisions, when you start building a good foundation, guess what?
Planning ahead.
Planning ahead. Okay, this is what I want to do. Now, what I have to do to accomplish it.
Yeah.
And when you're single, you can accomplish a lot. And that's
more.
And there's a huge benefit of single because you don't have to look to nobody else.
You don't have to report to anyone. Let me tell you, those who are single, ooh, marriage child, you gotta report everything.
You gotta report everything. Yeah, you gotta report everything. So you when you're single, you don't have to. If you want to go on vacation, you go on vacation.
Listen, you pack up and go. Nobody questions you. If you want to go and sleep at your mama's that night, nobody's gonna say, and then who's gonna stay with me? Goodness gracious. Whatever you can do and be what
you want to start a business, whatever you want to do. You want to just pack up and go to another country. You want to pack up and go to another state. Guess what? When you're single, you can do that. You don't have. There's nobody there to ask you where you're going.
But while you're doing that, you're holding yourself accountable.
You're holding yourself
because
accountable.
you're not making rash
decisions.
Well.
Yes.
You know what
you're going with the plan. You're going with the purpose.
Not really. Some people like myself were just spontaneous. Like when I decided to go to England.
But you heard a word though when you came to America the last time.
That was different in a way.
Okay.
Well, the word was not. No, I didn't hear the word. I asked for the word.
You asked for the word. Okay, you asked for the word.
But I had. A friend of mine, we had decided we're going to come to the States because we wanted to explore being diplomats.
Yes.
And we were looking for good schools and we found one here in New Jersey. But just besides that, before in my 20s, I used to just pack up and go. I mean, I left for America in 20. Came to the US by myself, lived my good life, decided I don't like America. See how easy it is? I decided, let me go try England.
Yeah.
And I stayed there, enjoyed it as well.
Still exploring, still
traveled, did
finding yourself and searching and knowing what okay.
And let me tell you, marriage was very much in my mind, but I knew that I was not gonna settle. Because I had a few people propose me. I had a few people, wanting, to marry me. But I was like, I remember my first boyfriend actually before I came to the U.S. We were in our 20s. Like I was just turned 20. The mom wanted to pay lobola for me because she didn't want to lose me as a daughter-in-law. And I was like, no, it ain't happening. He must work for me because if I allow the parent to pay lobola, then it means I'm married to the parent, I'm not married to the man.
Yeah.
So that's just was my first proposal. Yeah. And then there were more proposals as I went along. But I knew that it wasn't an 80-20 kind of situation. It was like a 50-50. No, 50 that's missing is a lot. It was a 70-30. 30 that's missing is a lot. 80-20 is better because you can work around the 20. But when the other percentage of the things that you don't want are more than what you want, then don't go for it. It's not your person.
Yeah. And you know what too? And that's why you want to know yourself because when you're aware of who you are, when things like that, when you notice you're able to weigh and you're able to notice other people. You're able to weigh, okay, you know what? Hold on, I'm bringing this and this other person bringing this. And so, you know what? That's not for me.
So going into that, I think I'll bring in my next point of cultivating a relationship with yourself and other people. Build strong relationships around you. Build a strong relationship with your parents.
Yes.
Some people don't even talk to their parents.
Connect with like-minded people.
Get into like-minded groups where you're gonna learn and grow as a single person.
Masterminds.
Right. Do things that will broaden your horizon. Travel. With other single people.
Yes.
I remember when I came to the States, because I came in first as an au pair. We used to go on these vacations as au pairs. So nice. We used to sleep in tents, do different things. We're single and young. You can do whatever. So cultivate relationships strong relationships. With even your family.
Yes, and talk. You know, when you connected with other like-minded people, and you get exposed to what they want, and you see it. Well, because a lot of we've been exposed to, like I said earlier, having children early, sleeping around, and just
change the narrative.
Yeah, change the narrative. That's what we've been exposed to.
Be the curse breaker in your family. You know, where there was a history of having children out of wedlock. Be the one who says no. I'm gonna have my child in marriage, because it's not like a great generational it's not a blessing to have children out of wedlock. Yes, a child is a blessing, agreed, you know, but you can give that child more when it's coming from a loving and fulfilled family.
Just because you live in an environment where this stuff goes on, the negative,
doesn't make
that don't mean you have to stay in that environment. You go where you want to see yourself in the future.
Absolutely.
You go if you go where the like-minded people where you want to go at. You go there. You don't have to be in an environment because your friends, or you might say your friends that's doing the wrong things. You know, if that's not where you want to go, it's okay to walk away and to leave and go somewhere else and meet new people.
I'm very good with dumping people.
Because the goal is to get exposed to a lifestyle that you want to have in the future.
Because you want to be surrounded by people who either challenge you.
Yes.
Because you aspire to be like them.
Yes.
Or people who wanting to be where, you know, you're going along the same direction. You know, so if there's people who are negative or naysayers in your group, leave. Or if you become the smartest in your group, find a group with people who are more smarter than you.
Because you don't want to be the smarter. If you're the smarter person in the room, that means you're in the wrong room.
Yeah, you're not growing anymore.
You're not growing anymore. So you want to surround yourself, because the phrase goes, you are the average of the 5 people you're hanging around.
Absolutely.
So if you are the smartest one in the room, you are in the wrong room. You're outgrown. You need to get exposed to other people that's smarter than you.
Gonna challenge
so that's going to challenge you. That's going to show you a better way. That's going to help you to achieve your goals that you want to achieve. If you want that nice house, your dream home, you want to just take off when you want to. You know, it's feel good and
I
nice.
think that takes us to our next topic.
When you could go on vacation every quarter. Don't you want to experience that lifestyle?
That takes us to our next topic, because now you're having more time to yourself.
Yeah.
So you can do anything.
Yeah.
Right? You can even find hobbies. You know, see if you like tennis, see if you like hockey, see if you like skating. Like, just try different things. And then that's when people find their side hustles as well.
Yes.
Because they were trying different things, and they're like, hold on, I think I really like to write. I think I really like to take pictures. You know, instead of finding it in marriage. Like your husband said, what do you like? Oh, well, I don't really know. It means you don't know yourself when you say that.
Yes.
I think it will make marriage more simpler when people come in knowing what they want.
When they know what they want.
You know how many restaurants we had to go through today to find a dinner because we were not prepared to cook? I didn't know what I wanted to eat. He didn't know what he wanted to eat. We stopped at one. I knew what I was buying, and I changed my mind. I don't want to like anymore. It's not good. But also, we are becoming.
Yes.
You know, what I like, because the first restaurant that we went to, I really was in love with that meal.
Yeah.
But I kind of not like it anymore. So we are becoming. Remember that you are not the same person you were yesterday. Especially when you're always living an intentional life of growing. And of becoming better. Yeah. So you always say interest change.
Interest change.
And when people say, oh, LG, preference change. And even interest.
Yeah.
And you know, when people say, oh, LG, you've changed. Yes, I've changed. I know that. And thank God I have.
Thank God, yes. And I want to evolve. Yeah, I want to change.
Yeah, because if you're the same LG that you 10 years ago,
that means I'm not growing.
There's a problem.
Yeah, there's a problem. That means I'm not growing.
Yeah.
And so that means if I'm not changing, you don't see me changing, then something is wrong. Because my goal is always to grow. The Bible let us know. I love this scripture. This is one of my favorite scriptures. The Bible said you go from faith to faith, from glory to glory, and from righteousness to righteousness. Meaning you always constantly growing. You're constantly changing. You should never get complacent and get stagnated to the same place where you was last year or today. You should always try to evolve and get better and grow and say, you know what? I'm this way today, but guess what? I don't have to be this way tomorrow.
Right.
And even when we get to a certain place where we feel like we made it, we can say, you know what? I still have arrived. There's still more.
You'll never arrive until you end up
until you're in the grave.
Because even people who are highly accomplished, trust me, they're always looking for more and better. Yes. There's always something better out there. There's always someone better than you out there. So always strive for that. Yes. And I think one other thing is that as you develop time for yourself and loving yourself, you also date yourself, like you said earlier. Take yourself on dates. Some people can't stand their own company. They get so bored being
that's why they go out and look for another man. They look for a man because they can't.
Or look for wrong relationships.
They look for wrong relationships so that they can't. They looking for love, and sometimes that I think I know the problem because sometimes a lot of us we didn't have a father in our life, and so we're looking for that love through men.
Father figure.
And we're looking for love through men, and so that's
what about the man then? What are they looking for? Because we have a lot of players as well, men who just like.
Yeah, they just doing it because they discreet. It told them that this is cool to have all these different women, and then the women because because they never. And this is why you want to wait to have children. You want to make sure when you have children, you want to be married. You want both
so that
to have a
also be able
home.
to give them what you didn't get.
Exactly.
You know, and that's one thing that I told myself that Lord help me. I want to give my children what I did not have. I grew up in a single family where I was raised by my grandmother and my mother. My father was alive, well, no longer now, but was alive. But he never played that fatherly figure, and I craved that so badly. And I knew that if I satisfy that, I will then attract the wrong men because I'm looking for my father in them. So I thank God that I never really went out to look for my father in men. Instead, God came into my life at a young age where I was able to focus on God more than.
That's the key word. Remember, like I said, when you seek God early and God able to come to your life. Cause at the end of the day, when you got God, He completes you.
Yeah.
He fills the void that you've been missing.
That can never be filled by anything or anyone.
God is the only thing that can complete you totally. So when you find God, it's even greater.
And He just, I look back and I'm like, Lord, I'm so grateful that you covered me. Because at some point, I really thought something was wrong with me. Because I feel like men were not even looking my way at some point. Especially when I started losing my hair. I didn't feel confident in my skin anyways. But when I got to learn that I was covered, God had put a veil over me so that I don't attract the wrong people. Because can you imagine having attracted the wrong person at that time when my self-esteem was the lowest? It would have been a mess.
It would have been a mess.
You know? So I'm grateful and I'm thankful that He covered me and protected me from all that hurt.
Because when you get into places like that and you're vulnerable, men, that's when you get taken advantage of.
Right.
Because they see that and they see that you vulnerable, and so they feel like, oh, I can get into it and I could use her.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of men, they prey on that. You know, so that's why you got to prepare yourself, women. And also for the men, you gotta prepare yourself. And men, you know, it's critical because a lot of us we didn't see how to treat a woman, and so that's why we need. I'm telling you, we need to begin to start to change the narrative. Begin to teach our children the right way. To teach our children, you know, expose them to different areas. You know, seeing what they like to do, and then just get in there and
we're still talking about single people? Oh, all right. Let's come back here. As a single person, you call the shots. Remember that. You call the shots. Being in a relationship, being married, it takes some form of sacrifice, some form of compromise. Let me tell you, there will always be some form of compromise that you have to do when you're in a partnership, in a marriage, in a relationship. But when you're single, it's your world, your rules. You call the shots.
Yes.
So just embrace that. Don't rush into a relationship just because you're seeing the Joneses in a relationship.
Yes.
Just because you're seeing the Chaplins kissing on Facebook and you think, I want that. You know, it's probably a staged picture. Did you think about that? You know? So don't wish for your neighbor's things because you don't know what brought them to that point.
Yes.
But love who you are, where you are.
Yes, and I want to bring up the point that I brought last week when I talked about there's two most important days in a person's life. Today, the day you accept Christ into your life, and the day that you marry. So you want to make sure you marry right. You know, when you get in, because you don't want to marry wrong, because that's why there's a lot of divorce.
Yeah.
Because
people settle.
They didn't consider who they want to marry. They didn't sit down and ask these different questions.
You know what I did? I wrote a list.
That's good. A list.
Yeah, so journal. I wrote a list of what I want.
What you want.
When I knew who I was.
Men, you should do that too. Yeah.
Do that. Write a list and also write deal breakers. Because for me, one of the deal breakers was if the person was not a child of God. I wanted a man of God, not a pastor, but a man of God. Okay? I wanted a man who didn't bring as much baggage. For example, bringing in a child out of wedlock. I don't think I would have been a good stepmother. I don't think so. You think so? I wouldn't.
Me neither. I don't think I'd be a good.
You know? So I don't really want somebody with a child. So for me, those two were the highest deal breakers. And so I knew what I want. I wanted a man who could listen to me because I know I talk a lot. And God gave me most of the things that I want. There's a few that, you know, which fall under the 20. And I'm okay with that because we're building on them and they changing as
they go. And because when you got a prayer life and you ask God, you know, and you say,
God.
Yeah, when you ask God, okay, Lord, you know, can you help me out with this? You know, this is something that, so, you know, God will answer your prayers. But, you know, like I said, these two is the most important days in a person's life. The day you accept Christ into your life and the person you marry.
So choose well.
Choose well. Make sure you got yourself together.
Yeah.
And make so that when as a man, make sure you work it on something so that when you work it towards something something to bring, and then the wife could come and compliment it.
Right.
She could come and help you build it.
Because it's still very sexy and very admirable to have a man who's a breadwinner.
Yes.
Who brings in the bacon.
I
can bring it in. And like we have it in our home, what's mine is mine, and what's his
is yours.
Is ours. Okay.
No, you say it's yours.
Yeah, it's still mine because it's ours. But what's yours is ours. But what's mine, it's mine. I can buy them shoes as much as I want. You know, and I can help when I want. And I'm not forced to help because I have a man who's able to take care of all the needs.
Yes, and the thing is, for a man don't need a lot to that's why he can do that.
Child, not all men. Let's move on to our last point. Just remember that as a single person, that's the catalyst for growth. That's the best part, to learn who you are and what you want, to grow, to stretch, to explore, to import, to learn, to unlearn. Because there are things that we need to unlearn, even from our upbringing, from our childhood. I mean, one of the things that I had to learn and help my mother to unlearn as well was saying, I love you. The background that I grew up in, I love you, you say it inside.
Yes.
You don't say it outside.
You don't say it outside.
You know, and
that's how we train in the black community.
Unfortunately, and it's not right. You want to hear those words. Because when you start hearing them from the wrong people, you think they love you.
You think they love you.
When they really don't. So being exposed to a community when I first came into the US, because I lived in a white community and my friends were white and everything, and I used to hear those words all the time, them saying it to their parents and vice versa, and I'm like, I like that, I think I need my mom to start saying that. And I remember when I told her, Ma, I love you, she was like, oh, okay, like, no, say it back to me. Okay, you know, yes, Gatan, you know I love you. Like, no, I don't know. I want to hear the words.
You want to hear it.
Now it comes so naturally when we say it back to each other, because we had to unlearn that it's okay.
It's okay
to say I love you, to express your feelings. So you know that the best time to do that is when you are single.
When you're single, yeah, and just explore. Like we said, you know, this is the time, you know, to try the different things and exploring and growth. Just, you know, start that business. Go out there. You want to go to school and get your education so that you can, you know, become the person you want to be.
Yeah.
Do it while you're single.
Just love yourself. Focus on self-care, self-love. Be spontaneous.
Take chances.
Be carefree.
Take risks. Take chances. Yeah, take risks. Take chances.
Remember, you're not going to be single forever.
Yes.
So use that time and just do the best you can when you are still single.
Yes.
So as we wrap up,
and make sure you and like I said, when you cause while you're single, you know, when that person come, you able to, you know, cause a lot of people, they feel like, you know, when they get married so young, or they get married, you know, they're like, I didn't live my life.
They don't rush to get married.
And now they want to go out and they want to do,
skip stages.
they skip stages. But, you know, not realizing, you know,
being single is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and the Lord loves a single person, because He says, when you delight yourself in your youth, you know, you worry more about godly things than about, you know, things of the world. And when you worry about things of God, guess what? There's more blessings that come your way. More doors get open. There's less blockages. Because remember, when you come into a relationship, a marriage more than anything, you're bringing in your spouse's baggage and history and spiritual connections and then some people, you have to start unbagging that as soon as you get into the marriage. You know, because there are things that will block you now because you're married to this person who you've become one with. So just be very careful and not rush into those things. We know that it feels lonely at times, but find things that will keep you busy.
Occupy. And so we want to say before we close off, don't focus on marriage, but focus on marriage. Because everything that you do today, you're doing for marriage. You're doing it for your future husband or your future wife. You're doing it for your children. So you don't want to focus on marriage, but you are focused on marriage. Because every decision that you make today, it will have a ripple effect. Yeah, it will have a ripple. Yes. So you know, we're saying that you don't want to focus on marriage, but you really are focused on marriage.
And I just want to close off with this.
Yes, go ahead.
Would you date? Okay, let's rephrase it.
Speak.
Would you allow somebody that you love to date you at the point where you are right now as a single person?
Wow, that's good.
Just think about that for a minute. Are you at a point where you feel like you can refer someone like you to somebody that you love and care for? Or you feel like, no, if I would refer myself to somebody, then I would give them half of me, not the full me.
That's good.
So work on yourself. Complete yourself. Don't go into a marriage 50%. Go into a marriage 100%.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Be more beneficial to your spouse or your partner that way.
Yes, that way. And when your future children.
Yeah.
So we just thank you.
Yeah, that was good. We thank you guys. You know, we love you single people, and we really want the best for you.
Yes.
We don't want you to make mistakes.
We don't want you to make mistakes. We want you to actually...
You have to learn from our mistakes.
Yes.
Come on now.
We want you to actually be fulfilled and just find you, work on you, love on you.
Yeah.
You know, do the thing that you want to do
Take
now.
yourself out to a spa and just
enjoy your life.
My God, travel, book that flight.
Don't change the narrative from the hood, the block.
Yeah.
Change the narrative and be more than what the block said you can be. The block, that's a lie.
The neighborhood. It's slang.
What they tell us in the black community is a lie. You are more. You are better. You are better than
you can be whatever you want to be.
Than the block. You are better than the block. Yeah. So you know we want to say explore. You know, go out there, do you get educated.
You can be whatever you want to be. So
get
as we
fulfilled.
close off, we want to say thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
And we would really like to remind you to please subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
We really, really enjoy to see our channel grow, and we really appreciate you guys for sharing. And also, as you watch, we thank you for all those comments that come up.
Yes.
We love each and every one of them. Keep commenting, because you might just be the next shout out.
Yes.
Also, would like you to, if you want to be friends with us, we'd love to connect with you on the social media platforms. You can follow me personally at Lady Caesar 1 on Instagram, and LJ.
You can follow me at Get Inspired by LJ on Instagram, and Get Inspired by LJ on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification, and comment on the channel. You'll be helping me out so that I'm able to grow the channel. I do put out consistently motivational. So yeah, subscribe, listen to weekly motivation so that you're able to stay inspired on a daily basis. And you can follow us
on all platforms.
Chilling with the Chaplins.
Yes. But also, those of you who want to be listening to us while they're driving, while they're doing the house chores,
exercising.
You can go, or exercising. You can go onto all your platforms, which are.
You can follow us on Apple Podcasts, Google's Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music.
On all of them.
Yes, and like we always say, please follow us. Hit the plus button, the chat button, whatever you got to do to follow us. Make sure you rate us. We ain't just don't say rate us, but we say give us a 5-star rating, and then leave a review. It helps us to grow the channel. It helps us to reach more people and to impact others that's out there that need encouraging and inspiring.
It does help
us grow. It helps us to grow, because there's a lot of opportunities that we're trying to bring to the Chaplin children. And so, you do.
So before we log off, we just also have a mastermind coming up in April.
Yes, April.
And I'd like LJ just to talk a bit on that.
Yes, we do have a mastermind coming up April
15.
April 15. I just want to make sure. April 16. April 16, and the mastermind will start at 12 p.m. It's only for an hour. April 16.
And it's virtual.
So anybody welcome to come. You're gonna see the links to be able to register. You're gonna see the links to register. So you're welcome to join the mastermind, and it's
a leadership mastermind.
Yes.
So if you're wondering what is a mastermind, just teach about some leadership skills. It's
about coming together. It's a small group of people coming together, networking, learning from one another, and that's what it's about. Just about learning from other like-minded people. So so this mastermind.
So we look forward to your registering.
Yes, register.
And
the links will be out.
The first one was great, so we know that the second one will also be a great one too.
It will be a great one.
So just check the link at the bottom on the description. We'll put it out there. Also, you can check us out on www.chaplinlegacygroup.com to sign up, and we look forward to you joining us this April.
Yes.
All right then, so thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
We're gonna say hasta la vista.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Yo, it's your boy LJ Chaplin with Lady Caesar, bringing to you Chilling with the Chaplins, where we deep dive, giving you practical concepts in ministry, business, relationship, and personal development, so we can take control of our life. Let's go and let's get it started.